Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club again after a small pause. And I have a small advertisement, maybe. So I uploaded subtitles, so text version of our class to the YouTube. You can check it, you can see it, and I found that it's an interesting opportunity to see how understandable you are. Because I think that this AI it can understand like 90% of what we are saying, but maybe the rest 10% is what we should pay focus to, right? Because we are not too much understandable. So I found that's very interesting. If you are interested, please look at it. I will again try to recognize our speech and upload this to YouTube. Yeah, it may be useful. Okay, we had a few missed weekends, I think, and so we back to episode 9. Vova, anyone new in this episode?
No.
Svetov, it's the only name that I don't remember exactly, but teacher Liv wrote it's a boss, right? It's someone who is making decisions based on this tender, I think.
No, that's Varlamov's boss.
Varlamov's boss. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
So it's a policeman, right?
Right. Yeah. The old guy that wants Varlamov to quit chasing after Victor.
I see. And Nesma, I just recalled your question about what is tender, right? And tender, it's kind of I think it's not a correct usage of the word in this context. It's more like Russian usage, and in Russia we use it like a competition. So it's a commercial competition, what we call tender in Russian, but I don't think that it's a proper usage. Right, teacher? Something different.
We would normally call it a competition. Yeah, we wouldn't call it a tender usually. We use it a little differently, but yeah.
Yeah. So my advice: ignore this. Right? It's kind of a ru English in this episode.
All right.
Okay, so we are ready, I think, right? It was a not.
All right, guys. Sorry for interrupting you, but which text is tender being used here?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Which context is tender being used here? You said tender is used as competition.
Yes.
Where? Which sentence?
In the whole story, in the whole series of episodes, they're holding a tender right now. The past 3 or 4 episodes have been about a tender. Yeah.
Isn't it bidding or bidding?
Yeah, it's a bidding process, a bidding competition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so think about this, about like Russian slang, right? So you should not use tender in this meaning, I guess. It's just for this movie, so it doesn't make much sense in different contexts. Okay, are we ready to answer questions? I think so, right? Do we have a volunteer for number 1?
All right, me or someone else?
Please, Andrew, please.
Okay, sure. Why does Victor order Gleb to kidnap George's family? Because the family knew about Arisa past, which is murderer. So Victor is worried that they might tip them off to the police, and they want to finish the bidding competition without any, problems or troubles.
Yeah, so they're hostages, right? So do what we say, or otherwise we will do something bad to your family. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's it, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's understandable, but still bad, right? Okay, number 2. What is the stake in this tender competition? Vova, could you help us?
What's the stake?
Be loud. What does it mean stake in this context? What does it mean?
The price.
Price, exactly. So stake, it's what you get if you're a winner.
The robot that will win, he will be
A model.
mass product. and he will make the early retirement program.
Exactly. So there is a yearly retirement program in action, right? So they decide to let people go to the retirement faster than usual, earlier than usual, but they need robot to replace humans, and they choosing what robot will be, this replacement.
So whoever wins gets a contract to make many robots for sale, and they can make a profit on all those robots. So a lot of profit is at stake.
Yeah. Okay. Sergey?
It's a funny question because a robot will take nothing. A robot is a tool for taking profit for company.
So you mean that this phrase, what does the winning robot get? So answer is nothing, right?
Yep, absolutely. What does get robot? Not nothing. A robot is a tool for show the opportunity to making the series of robots their companies.
Yeah. So he's winning a right to be a prototype, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sergey, what do you think? Can a robot own some things?
I think Arisa won in this competition.
No, I mean owner, so can a robot?
Owner is a company. We saw two companies, two group of represented two companies, Kronos and RX something, but I don't know how called the second companies, and the father of Svetlana, yes, the father of Svetlana, owner of Kronos. And the second guy, the similar age, is the second owner.
Yeah, but what I mean, so we are talking about price, right? So let's suppose that price is money. So can a robot own money or own, property, own something? Can a robot be an owner of something?
Not.
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe it will be, a case in the future that robot can, buy a house. I can imagine.
But in this argo, we could to return in free rules of robotics and other ethics rules, and I don't know. It's a difficult questions again, because we don't know how we will build a relationship with the robots. For me, robots is a tool. Finish.
Yeah. Just a device, right? Device cannot. So my coffee maker cannot own,
Fantastic device, fantastic device. But anyway, is this device?
Yeah. So it answers your questions, right? So robot cannot get a price, right? So no price like for robots, like means money or something. But robot, what he's winning, he will be a prototype for future robots, right? So you are the best model ever. We will clone you.
I imagine that now we are discussing about screwdriver. What will get the screwdriver? Nothing. It's a screwdriver. It's all.
Well, I can imagine, that we will be forced to, to think about screwdrivers' rights in the near future.
Maybe.
Okay, let's move forward. Question number 3. Sergey, would you like to answer it?
What is Bar's scheme and how is Katya helping him? It's Bar's scheme. It's bullshit for me. I don't know his motivation. Mostly, I understood that Bars wanted to ruin Arisa, and Katya helped him to find and space for a space for preparation. This operation, they found minivan, they found some guys equipped, and bracelets for ending this building where we can see the tender. But No, I don't understand. In the finish, imagine Bars killed Arisa. What next? I don't understand. We show this world that we can ruin robot. Okay, we will build next robot. No problem.
Yeah, exactly.
They want 15 minutes of fame. They want the public to know that Bars is the leader of a local liquidators group, and they are powerful and to be feared. That's all Bars wants.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a we could see two goals. One goal which declared by Bars, and second goal which not declared. It's a inside goal. I want to have popularity, and I won't have money from my my followers. Maybe.
Do you remember that Gleb tried to kill him? Do you remember this? So he has personal hate to Gleb, right? So I will ruin your corporation, right? And probably I will take money from somewhere else. But before Gleb paid him, right? Money went from Gleb. Now it's broken.
Yes, that's why I agree with Teacher Lee. He wanted to find new way for taking money.
Well, Bars is not after money. Bars is after fame, recognition, like a movie star. He just wants people to say, "Oh, that's Bars. Oh no." You know, he just wants fame.
Yeah. So he works for idea, not for money, right?
Right.
Okay. Nesma, would you like to add something?
I'd like to stand out in the crowd.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I just want to say, Bar wants to stand out for crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to stand out.
That's
Exactly.
I'd like to agree with Teacher Lee on this point, but I can add also that this is the way thug people and ventilators think. Let the society work their hardest, and then we are going to do it in few seconds. They are going to show the world that they can destroy anything that they don't like. They don't like laws. They don't like to go under control of government or whoever. So this is a really, ideology more than fame seeking or something. I don't know. This is how I feel. Yeah.
That's their goal. Their goal is to convince people that robots are evil.
Yeah.
What do you think about so we understand the goal, but what about the actions? Do you think that killing robots will help them to convince people that bots are evil? I don't think so. You just, make people sympathize with bots.
That was simple, right? Because they know that there are thousands of bots. So what happens if you just kidnap a bot every few days and hang it on on a street or something? That wouldn't make any difference, I think. But this symbolic or something.
Right. What they're not doing, what they ought to be doing to convince people is show robots doing evil. But they don't do that. They just say, this is evil, bam, kill it. Show me that it's evil. They're not doing that.
So they're inciting violence, right?
Against robots.
Yeah.
Only against robots.
Yeah. So returning back to their goals and what they do. So how I get it. So before, Gleb used to pay bars and liquidators so they make these stupid actions and make people actually love robots more. It's because it's useful for Kronos. But now Gleb is not going to pay anymore, and Bart's still going to do the same. I still work for Kronos, but for no money. No logic for me.
Well, something else to realize is, Bars has been a fool the whole series.
Yeah.
True.
He thought he was ideological. He was trying to show society that robots are evil. And Gleb, he thought Gleb was paying him money to do that. But that's not what Gleb was paying him to do. Gleb was using him as an idiot tool. Gleb wanted him to kill robots to make the public feel sympathy for robots so they would buy more robots from Kronos. So Gleb and Bars weren't really working for the same thing. Bars was being deceived. So this tender may help Kronos. So Gleb told Bars, stop making trouble. We're going to hold a tender. And Bar said, well, that's the ideal time to destroy a robot, right in the middle of the tender on TV where everybody can see it. Well, see, that is against Kronos's plan. So Gleb told Bars, no, sit down, don't do anything. Bars got mad. And that's why Gleb had to kill Bars, or tried to kill Bars, because Bars was starting to do things against what Gleb wanted for Kronos.
Yep.
So now Bars is going to interrupt the tender against Kronos's best interests.
I understand this. Yes, it's thank you for explanation. What I think that, you know, if let's say Bar is successful and he killed a robot just in the middle of competition. So what will happen from my perspective? From my perspective, this competition will be just restarted, right? So there was some mess. Let's build another robot and start again.
Yeah.
It's kind of what seems logical to me. Why Bars? So Bars cannot achieve any goals from this, right?
Just fame.
Just fame, yeah.
Recognition for his local group.
Yeah. So
So
we are so strong, we are so powerful. We can go to the federal, TV program and do what we want, right?
exactly. And they killed the Superbot, so the most evil of the evil.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Next one, you want to do it?
You mean next question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd like to add something on question number 2 before answering this question, if you don't mind. There is a very interesting point. Did you hear them when they were talking about the program, the retirement program? They said the amazing retirement program. Actually, this is very interesting in a sense that we people are being manipulated by the government, that the program was set to get the people at their homes to lose their jobs is being described to be great and amazing. This is
Will
not
the government
funny,
pay them?
sorry?
I mean, once they force early retirement, will the government pay them?
Yeah, the minister was there.
While they're sitting at home, so there's no work, they're going to pay you?
Correct. This is the deal, okay? Robots cost less money than humans, okay?
Okay.
So Kronos wants to make more money. So they want to have more robots and less humans, okay, working for them. So they have calculated it's cheaper. It will save them money if they retire people early and pay them some amount of money every month until they die. That's less money than if they keep all those humans working and have to pay their medical and their salaries. So it's cheaper for them to retire all the humans early and replace them with robots that cost them almost nothing. So
and the irony is the people who are the voters of this program, they vote for who will win.
Right. So So Kronos is saying, we're going to let you retire early so you can sit around and do nothing.
And enjoy life, yeah.
And enjoy life, which is good. But for some people, that makes them useless, right? They got nothing to do. They sit home and go, oh, I got nothing to do. I guess I'll sleep longer. And a lot of people will become lazy and feel useless.
That's
So,
yes, but what do you think in general? Would people kind of agree with this program if a government would, offer this? What do you think?
oh yeah, Americans would all take it immediately.
Yeah. Nesma, what about number 4?
Yeah, sure. Where are Ella, Sonia, and Boris both being held captive? I believe they are in the house of Gleb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It was
there's
some kind of
secluded
construction site.
area. Yes. It's secluded house.
It's an empty home in a construction area. It's the same home where Gleb tried to kill Bars.
Yeah.
That's why Bars knows where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nesma, it was a very simple question.
But guys, it's a bit exaggeration. One spa, managed to escape from the grave. Oh, that's too much, right?
Yeah.
And he still survives. Come on.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Nesma, could you please take next question as well?
Yeah, sure. How did Varlamov end up with a bullet wound in his left arm? So he was checking on the other guy on the hospital. His name was what was his name? I don't remember.
Sergei's friend, Yurki or something like that.
Yuri. Yuri was the living guy.
Yuri.
Sergei was Yuri. Yuri. Okay, Yuri.
Yuri, yeah. So checking on him, but he found out that there was a guy who was attempting to kill him, and he was killing him actually. So he tried to shoot him, but he got shot back in his left arm.
And what this guy was doing with
trying to
Yuri?
eliminate. So they're trying to eliminate any evidence. That's why they wanted to kill Yuri, right?
Correct. He was a witness to the bot killing, so they wanted to get rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought was cute about this scene was the bad guy injects poison into the IV tube, and then he looks and sees Varlamov, and Varlamov looks and sees him, and they both look at each other for a moment like, uh-oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then they both draw at the same time.
It was like Wild West scene.
Yeah, exactly. Draw.
But that was too late. Too late, actually.
Yeah, the bad guy drew first, and got him in the arm, but then Varlamov with a better aim.
I mean, they should have killed Yuri at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why now?
He was probably hiding.
No, he wasn't. He was wandering the streets, Teacher Lee. He was telling everybody.
Well, yeah, but if you're wandering the streets, they don't know where you are. But when you're in a hospital, they know exactly where you are.
And not to mention, Yuri has informed Georgy about the incident of the murder, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they are worried he might tip them off to the police.
Yep.
But in general, I think that corporation Kronos, they made a mistake. They should hide the evidence. They should kill Yuri in the very beginning, right? In the very beginning, when they hide the first body, so they have to just have 2 bodies at the time.
That's right.
to be secure, to be sure, right? Yep. Okay, number 6. Sergey, could you help us with number 6?
Explain what happens when Bars and 2 thugs try to kill Arisa. suddenly for bars, Arisa didn't want to kill by bars, and they when they went to the space where there are Arisa and Georgy, they tried to fire Georgy that please open the door where we can see Arisa. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Please open the door. Okay, but I have one problem. Please see my screen. My family in the prison of Kronos, and I can't show this Arisa. Please open the door if I do the shocker.
Yeah.
And
Container?
when Georgy opened the door, Arisa came to the two guys, and she stayed in front of guys, and she asked Georgy, what would I do, Georgy? No, it was funny, and she started to beat bars, and she broke the shelves on shelves shoulder of bars, and they didn't win because they couldn't win because Arisa is more harder, professional, and clever if we compare Arisa and bars. After failing, bars and their gangs returned to other place where George's family was close.
Why bars went there?
Because as I understand, Georgy answered that when my family be free, I will stop the tender. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you are right. So George, he's forced to do what Kronos say because his family is kidnapped, right? If my family is free, he says, I will have like my free will, right? So I can tell Arisa to do whatever, right? I think that's the explanation.
Well, Bars wanted to kill Arisa, and she stopped him, and he failed.
Yeah.
So he had to leave. He had to leave. What he tried to do, he couldn't do it. So he said, okay, we're leaving. So they left. Now, later, after they left, Jana felt sorry for Georgie's family and said, we've got to help the family. And really, Boris doesn't give a damn about the family. But he tells Jana, okay, we will help the family. But he had a different reason. He was going to use the family to get Georgy to bring the robot to him or something.
Exactly.
He had a different plan. So he decided to help save the family on his own for his own reasons.
Yes.
So Nesma, do you think that Bar, if he gets family of Georgie, he will kidnap them, and blackmail George to do what Bars want?
I think yes, because he wasn't playing the good guy from the very beginning, and he doesn't give a damn about them, the family or whoever. He was he realized that he couldn't defeat Arisa, so he wanted the help of Georgie. So if he got the family, they are going to be a pressure card.
Yep.
Right.
So what is a good vocabulary for this? So blackmail, probably, right?
We call it leverage.
Leverage.
You do what I want, or I'm going to apply pressure over here. You're not doing what I want.
Okay. Okay. Now I know what my bosses do to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Was Arisa kept in the container, or what do we call it?
They called it case, I think.
Container? Something?
Case, cage, container.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
let's go to the next one.
how can we
Vova.
describe that? How can we describe, I mean, the reaction of Arisa once once Ba tried to, I mean, take the or stab her and take the chip, the memory, she quickly grabbed his arm and twisted it.
Mhm.
How can we say the adjective as an adjective? Agile or sleight of hand, or how can we say it?
Agile is good. Agile,
Agile.
reflexive.
Mhm. So can I say that she blocked him, right? She made a counterattack or something.
Yeah, self-defense. I mean, she acted in self-defense.
Mhm.
I know.
Before he did it, she just looked at him like, you're a bug, you know, you're just an insect. But when he tried to kill her, then she took action.
Actually, I find it so funny, just like what Sergey said. It felt like she said, you know what time is it? It's o'clock. I'm gonna kill you right now.
Okay. Vova, please help us with number 7.
What kind of competition will the tender be and who are the contestants? The competition will be, first part will be to play with children.
I would say to manage a group of children, right?
You need to feed them.
So I would say it's a typical kindergarten, right? So you feed them, you play with them, you make them sleep, right? And who are the contestants?
RX Samson.
Yeah, RX 420, right?
We would just say RX.
RX. Okay.
RX 420. Yeah.
Good.
RX 420 and Arisa.
Okay. So what do you think? Why, it's important for robots to interact with children?
I don't know.
Me neither. So if I say, well, actually, if I think about a robot who is going to replace a human, I think about, some industry or something, I don't know, some heavy machinery or something, some hard jobs. So probably the kindergarten job is the last one, what I think about. But probably in the movie it's different.
Well, one use of bots is as housekeepers, right? Housekeepers, babysitters, childcare, maybe teaching in schools. But I think a key thing is convincing the mothers that robots are not dangerous.
I see. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, it's. I think it's really important to reduce the fear, right? So because the robot will be in our house, so it's safe, right? So the message is it's safe.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt a child, right? I wouldn't hurt a child. Yeah.
But I think it's a well. If I had a choice to choose who is a teacher for my children, I would never choose a bot, right? Because I think that children, they have to learn something, what we say, between the pages, right? Some kind of feelings and what not. I don't know how to describe it. Some empathy maybe, something. So they need a human connection. I can see it even in a high school. So sometimes we have a teacher who has a kind of empathy and talent and skill, and he or she can teach much more than just a material, in the computer. So I think it's.
Yeah. I think another reason is improvisation. They want to see the robots. They figure they're probably trained to pick up stuff, move stuff, put stuff down. Any robot can do that. For a competition, they want to put them in an unusual situation and see how they adapt.
Okay.
So I think that's the idea. Let's put them with a bunch of children and see what they do.
Well, it's a very good point. Exactly. If you want, some surprises, children are the best.
Exactly. So RX 420, he didn't know what the hell to do. And Arisa said, "What do I do?" And he said,
Yeah,
Treat them like Sonia.
Sonia. Yeah.
Ah, okay. And she knew exactly what to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angel, would you like to help us with number 9?
Okay. Describe some of the ways that Arisa induced the kids to her hint, toys, oatmeal, animal sounds, bedtime. Well, Arisa was compassionate and sympathetic. She managed to deal with the kids well, and she managed to talk them into eating some healthy food like oatmeal. And I remember one kid when he didn't want to eat oatmeal, and she asked him, "What does it taste like?" And she told her it's, I think, unpleasant or awful. Then she asked her have a taste, I think. Then she asked her, "What's this?" And they said it's a raisin, I guess. And
Yeah.
he asked him, "What does it taste like?" Yeah, and eventually she managed to let them eat. I mean, the food, and considering the play with them, and they love her, and they also mimic some animal sounds, and she managed also to put them into sleep.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was successful overall.
What about the toys? What was her trick with the toys?
Toys, what did she say? Can you jog my memory? I don't know. I just forgot.
They were
What did
robot toys, and she went over the
Yeah,
internet,
yeah.
over the Wi-Fi. She
Control.
took control of the toys, and she said, "Well, they want to play with me," and all the toys started walking toward her. So the kids all
Yeah,
laughed.
that's true. Yeah, that's how she grabbed their attention at the beginning. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I need to choose one word to describe what Arisa did, I would say she was creative, right? So she was trying to find the ways to manage this group.
She knew what Sonia liked and what Sonia laughed at. Sonia enjoyed the animal sounds, and Sonia liked to play with toys, and so she learned from Sonia. Now, something you may have missed is this one kid that she was teaching him to eat oatmeal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She said, "What does the oatmeal taste like?" "It tastes horrible, bitter, something." And then, what about the raisin? The raisins are sweet. Raisins are sweet. And he said, "It tastes horrible, bitter." So she learned that this kid, everything tasted the same to him. Everything tasted horrible. And later we find out that's one of the symptoms of a disease that same child has.
Is it? I mean, was it the same child who was sick?
Yes.
I mean, the one who.
Yeah.
Maybe he was allergic to.
No, one of the symptoms of the disease was everything tastes bad. So when he told her the oatmeal tastes bad, the raisin, which is sweet, tastes bad, she kind of logged that fact away. Gee, everything tastes bad to this kid. And later she looks at other things like his body temperature and other things. And that's and with all those symptoms together, she figured out he had hepatitis. So that was, had a point. The kid not liking anything was a clue to her that she used later.
Yeah, it was horrifying once she grabbed the kid and started running, asking for Georgy. Everyone were in panic. Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck?
Sergey, please.
Yeah, and when I watched this moment of competition, I thought about naming. If you ask me what I remember, what I choose, I prefer choose the simple way. Arisa, Toyota Corolla, I don't know, Ford Mustang. I don't like Nissan RX 75 PM. I don't remember it. I remember Corolla. I remember Mustang, but I remember Arisa, not RX 400. The naming, it's a naming difficult. It's for me, it's mistake. And if you remember, the movement between Arisa and RX 420 are different. Arisa movement more humanity. I don't know. RX, just human. RX movement, or I like a robot, and I don't like him.
Yeah, Sergey, how would you describe the actions of RX robot? So Arisa was creative. What about the competitor?
It's massive. I don't know. RX didn't understand what's happened. What would I do? I told them sleep. They don't sleep. I told them eat. They didn't eat. I don't understand why. Are you stupid children? I told you eat, and because it's difficult to understand the relationships with children.
It's just impossible.
That's why Arisa has adventure, not adventure.
You know, my favorite type of advice that I get in my life, when somebody who does not have a kid advise me what to do with my children. So it's the best one, you know. So I always laugh, you know, because people think, you know, just tell them to do something, you know, and if they don't understand, just repeat. You know, and it's what the bot.
Seriously.
And it's what that RX bot tried to do, right? But it does not work somehow with children, right? With children, you have to be creative. You have to make it a game, right? You have to to change your behavior, not theirs. And Arisa seems to learn this from Sonia, right? Or maybe it was programmed for this.
Remember that in the home, Arisa saw Georgy play with Sonia's hair. Remember that? And Sonia was sad and she laughed. She smiled. So Arisa used that with Sonia, and Sonia giggled, and she learned that that was good for kids. So she did that with one of the kids. So she used what she learned from Sonia to do with these kids, and it worked.
What's the other name? I mean, the name of the opponent? I mean,
RX.
Rex. RX. Yeah, but he was slow. I don't know why they let him compete with Arisa, because Arisa is super boat. But this one, it's not. It's below the average. Yes.
Yep.
But you're right. You want to give the robot a name that people can relate to. Call him Uncle Bob. You know, this is our Uncle Bob model.
Yeah.
You know.
And never call your bot Terminator, right?
That's right.
Sergey, please.
I mean, when there's a competition, you will bring, I mean, the best version or the best thing you have, okay, to exhibit, I mean, the ability and for the audience, right? So Arisa was unique, right? But I mean, the opponent wasn't. So it's really odd to make a competition between those two things, which are different from others.
Well, see, that's why they did the competition. A lot of people don't know what Arisa can do. They think, oh, she's just another RX 420. She can get up, walk around, talk, say yes, no, move things. That's why the competition was to show that Arisa is very high, very far above the average robot. So this was to show the public how excellent Arisa was compared to the normal robot. So it was a showcase too.
Okay. Let's move forward a little bit. Sergey, what do you want?
I wanted to add, remember the moment when TV lady asked other TV guy, why after competition Arisa win with a small result in the vote? And lady explained, imagine the this competition, this word participate mostly lady, and imagine lady didn't want to have the beautiful other lady in my home.
In the house.
Facts. Those are facts.
That's true. Although she's just a machine, but you see, I mean, human women are always jealous, although she's just a machine, right?
Well,
I would be jealous. I would be
Yeah.
jealous.
it
Me
explains
too,
me.
but remember, she's not, I mean, she's not human, she's just machine.
This is better than human.
Yeah. And in the family, she's going to replace mom. She's not going to replace dad.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one day we wanted to find a housekeeper for our house to help my wife, and I was surprised that all the candidates, they are, you know, kind of old women. so there are no kind of beauty models or something. So I think that's the reason, you know, if you want to be in this business.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sergey just answered question number 10. Thank you, Sergey.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Nesma, could you please take the next one?
Yeah, sure. 11, right?
11, yes.
Describe Bart's rescue of Alla and Sonia. So Bart knows where the place they were being kidnapped. So he went there with some of his gang and the son. What was his name? Igor.
Boris?
Yeah, Igor. Yeah,
Igor. Yeah.
So there was just one guard there, so it was easy job for them to take him down, and they took Alla and Sonia out of this house. But Boris, that was so mean from him to kill the kid bot. It was so mean, actually. And I didn't like that at all, because he knows that there is some kind of a woman or a parent that likes this bot for some reason. I don't know. And also, he looks like a human kid. So disgusting.
Well, they hate bots, so he couldn't get Arisa, but he can get Boris.
Yeah, on the way.
Yeah.
Well, it
I
will be a problem
sympathize
for
with
Svetlana.
Boris.
It will be a problem for Svetlana, I guess. But we will see in the future episodes.
Also, and Vic, because Vic was holding this bot against Svetlana, right?
Yeah.
I think that teacher Lee already answered question number 12 when we think about this child who was sick, right? What should you? Yeah.
A little bit. Remember when she's putting them to sleep, when she's putting that kid to sleep, it shows her eyes. Her eyes are measuring the kid's blood pressure and body temperature. And so as she's putting the kid to sleep, she sees that his body temperature is lower than normal. And then she starts probably analyzing other things about him. And then she remembers his taste. Everything tasted bitter to him. And she puts these facts together, the body temperature, the taste. And she immediately diagnoses a dangerous disease. And that's why she suddenly grabs the kid and runs out. And everyone's going, oh my God. Victor's going, oh no, another, she's going to kill someone.
I thought, guys, she's acting up. Once I saw her, I was really worried. I thought she's acting up. Yeah.
It looked like a malfunction or, you know, what's she going to do? You know, kidnap a kid.
Or strangle him.
So Victor wanted to turn off the TV, stop broadcasting, you know. No, let's see what happens. You know, the bad guy, the loser said, no, let's keep filming. I want to see what happens.
Yeah. But the kid was suffering from hepatitis. So...
Yeah, some kind of hepatitis. Yeah.
Yes.
Nesma, please.
Let me criticize Arisa here, because she didn't have to be a doer. All she has to do was reporting the case. Okay, guys, we have a kid here with the symptoms 1, 2, 3. That's really all. Does she have to be a doer and take an action like this? I don't think so.
Well, we have to admit there was no sense of urgency, right? So it was not like something you have 5 minutes. I think.
She acted like it was urgent, but yeah, I'm like Nesma. To me, it's like, okay, he was okay 5 minutes ago, so you know, but they acted like it was urgent, like he'd gone into a coma, you know, right? You know, I don't know. Or maybe he did. Maybe the kid went into a coma.
I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It was a little
anyway,
odd, though.
it does not look, it did not look good, right? So many people were concerned, and I understand why, you know. So I don't want to a robot who is, you know, hugging my boy and walking somewhere.
running away.
Right? So it's not
Yeah.
what I expect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish with the question. So number 13.
So
Well,
let me make one more point. Remember but the voters are all mothers, right? Remember this, women?
Mhm.
So now Arisa has just saved a child with a medical emergency.
Yeah.
So immediately all the women are on Arisa's side.
But not only women. So my kind of what's preference as well, right? So
Yeah.
okay, number 13. So what can you answer? 13?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Sergey, do you remember? Can you answer now?
Not. I'm sorry. I don't remember too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see the hint. We always have hints from Teacher Lee. Okay. And the hint is that he wants Georgia to meet him and certain others.
To send his family to him?
I don't know. Probably to make him orders or something, you know.
A quid pro quo. I've got your family. Now, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
Bring Arisa. Yes.
Yeah, bring Arisa. Yeah.
So Arisa's good. I don't want them to kill her.
Okay, number 14. Do we have volunteer for this? What happened at the end? What a surprise we had at the end. Sergey, please.
It was a bad surprise for Victor because Varlamov came with judge paper that we have to arrested you because you have to explain what Arisa did in the past because we have the information that Arisa killed somebody, and it was announced that for who participant in this party, and I think some people who make a choose, who have some influence for decision who will build robots was destroyed of this information. And for Victor, it was a very bad news.
Yeah. We can understand why.
Varlamov has received a warrant from the colonel, to confiscate, Arisa, because she's a suspect of murder.
Yep.
Oh, that's bad. Bad PR.
Yeah, and it's kind of a hook for the next episode, right? For us. So we now have to wait what will happen in the next
And
episode.
I have another question. Remember the competition? We could see two groups of children. Who are parents of these children who gave to this competition? For example, Ivan, did you give the one of your 3 children for this competition or not?
Maybe. Why not? Because there are many people. It's well-controlled environment. There are a lot of cameras, so I'm not concerned.
I'm sure the parents were compensated.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Exactly.
but, who is that? Sane, person who would jeopardize his kid's life, for money. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, because those families deal with bots every day. Every single family has a bot in their house.
So they're used to it, maybe, yeah.
That's right. Remember, bots don't hurt people. They may be clumsy as far as they don't know what to say. They're not emotional, but bots don't hurt people. So they figure You know,
That's
it's
okay.
it's not going to hurt my kid, and I can get some money by volunteering my kid. Okay, you can use my kid. You know, they don't
Yeah.
expect, you know, danger.
Yeah, and Sergey, you know, answering your question, we have a
Um,
lot of news events when something bad happens in kindergartens and school, you know,
Yeah.
with humans. So every
And-
time, you know,
And
Yeah.
my
when
kids,
it happens, I think, do I know what happens in my kindergarten exactly? Or
It's a hard question.
and
Okay,
if my kids
okay.
got hurt, I'll be compensated, right? That's
Yeah.
how they take it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
okay. Let's do some slides, right? Do we have time for this, I think, still.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me choose something interesting.
Design, create, innovate.
What is this?
Look like a PowerPoint
Yeah.
presentation.
Nesma, would you like to describe this picture, or I can choose another one?
Yeah, sure. On the previous call, Sergey asked me if I can live in a place like this. Let me take it back. I'm sorry, Sergey. I can't live in a place like this. It looks so cold to me.
Yep.
And emotionless. I don't know why,
Yep.
but looks like a hospital to me.
Yep. No color.
It's
Yeah.
colorless.
No
Yeah.
no decorations, no plants.
No even people.
It's a plain. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
plain decoration. Plain. That's my pencil.
To be honest, it looks like my office in a headquarter in Moscow. We have the absolutely similar design with the a little bit green wheels and the similar boxes, the similar offices for vice president with the big windows, big glass doors and table. Absolutely the similar.
Mhm.
And I can confirm my Berlin office looks similar. So, but we have a free beer everywhere.
That makes it warmer, I guess.
Yeah, it helps a lot, you know, to accommodate.
Yeah.
Okay, who is on the floor? Who is lying on the floor?
This is Georgy. When they kidnapped him in the beginning of the series, that was Gleb and Vic, I guess.
And the room where they are all standing. So, do you know what is the room? It's called conference room. So, you know, you go there, and when you call by Zoom to your colleagues, you use such rooms, not to disturb.
Meeting room, yeah.
Meeting room.
Meeting
Yep.
room. Yeah.
Is this in Kronos? I mean, the Kronos company? This
Yeah.
room?
I
Probably.
guess, yeah.
Yeah, they're building, I think. Yeah.
This is also a point to prove their stupidity, because when they kidnap somebody, they kidnap it as their properties and their company.
Yeah, if they've got security cameras, that's all being captured on camera somewhere. Yeah. Yeah.
But probably it's their environment. They control all this, you know, security
Yeah,
cameras
yeah.
and recordings. So
Yeah.
probably it's safe for them. Yeah.
They can erase things before they turn it over to the police. Yeah. Delete.
And on this black table in the meeting room, can you see a kind of a slot in the center?
Yeah.
You know why there is a slot?
It's a slot
for the
for wires,
Yeah.
for wires, for microphones, for other
Mm.
devices. And inside the table, you can see some sockets
Yeah, a lot
for
of sockets,
devices.
electricity, internet, everything. So you go there, you connect your laptop, and you are connected to this TV screen, and you call your colleagues.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And because it's a meeting room, that's why they have design, create, innovate, team build. They're trying to inspire you.
I think it's designers, when they created design, create, innovate, they thought that their phrases will help other people who will came this room to make some innovative or creative. Creative, yes. We started to become more creative.
Yeah, we want to hear your ideas at this meeting, you know.
It's a corporative bullshit.
Lies, yes.
So I was about to destroy and sleep and do nothing, but then I see this writing and I said, okay, I will be creative and I will build.
That's right. Yeah, propaganda. Yeah.
What were they thinking?
Okay, teacher Lee,
Uh-huh.
in the previous picture, you said there's a slot on the table.
In the middle of the table, there's a hole.
You mean like
Along-
incision or
al-
something?
A long hole. Yeah, we call it a slot.
Slot. Where is it? Where?
Right in the middle, right there.
Oh,
That's one table. That's not two tables.
uh-huh.
It's one table with a slot in the middle. So the power cords, you run your power cord down that hole and plug it in under the table.
Uh-huh.
So it's for
Okay.
cords to go down. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Sergey, what about this one? Could you describe it?
This picture shows the storage room, and we can see some shelves with pipes, with other parts for machinery, maybe. It looks like a
Hideout.
basement because we can see stairs from the first floor, and on the right side we can see two parts, maybe cleaner machine on the pallets. In the center of the photo, we can see three people and one guy in bars with a bars looks like a sportive man with muscles, with a press, the square of press on
Six
this
packs.
bottom.
See how we call it, 6 squares? I don't know.
Yeah, see, 6 squares. It's a dream of my colleague in my gym.
Okay.
Yeah, and on above the group of people, we can see the auto robot. Maybe it looks. Maybe this is a service for repair some robot, like a car service.
I think it's, just pay attention that, robots operate in this area. So pay attention. Maybe that they're not so smart, some industrial robots, just moving
maybe.
big, I don't know, containers.
Look at the light bulb. Why does the light bulb have a metal cage around it?
Well, I can see it in many places in Russia, but I don't know why we use this design.
If you're moving stuff around, let's say this is like a basement where they move things around. If you're moving things around that are tall, you might accidentally hit the light bulb while you're moving this thing in the room. So that protects the light bulb from being smashed if you're moving something tall and it hits the light bulb.
It should be raising up.
So it's break protection.
I thought that was for not being stolen.
No. Nobody steals light bulbs. I haven't seen that problem yet.
Nobody steals them anymore. In my youth, when I was young, it was a very popular crime.
Really?
Oh, you see?
Wow. We've never had stealing light bulbs. Okay.
Sergey?
Ivan, what type of crimes?
These bulbs, lamps, in the public places. When I was young, it was very, common thing that they got stolen. But not now, right? Not anymore.
Was that because people were so poor they used them in their homes?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they put these lamps from public places and put them to their homes. So,
wow.
Not for selling. You cannot sell it, I think. it's too much.
I'm surprised it'll fit in a home appliance.
Yeah, it's the same standard as everywhere.
Same? Okay. We have, different lights for the big street lights.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, would you like this picture? I have a few more if you want. What about this one? It's funny. Okay, please.
This is Buzz and his group arriving to the stand, and a lot of robots everywhere, and some funny looking robot in front of the car.
So, but you know what? This robot, it looks like exactly what I think about robot. You know, so if you ask me how should a robot looks like, I would say like on this picture. Good robot, right? Okay, who are these people? What do you think?
Buzz.
I mean, these women. What do they do?
Maybe there are some scientists.
I think they work for this TV show, right? So some kind of organizers, or I don't know, facilitators. So you see, they have some kind of tablets, right? And they put some information here. So I would call them, I don't know how, administrators, right, of this event or something.
Yeah, staff. Yeah, staff.
What do
And
we call the outfit
gang?
they're wearing? I mean, the outfit they're wearing, what do you call it?
They're
Uniform.
not wearing just informal clothes. They're just wearing personal clothes.
No, because they are wearing the same. All of them are wearing the same.
You're talking about the men? Oh,
Yeah, the black outfit.
yeah. We call them uniforms.
Uniform, yes.
One form, uniforms.
Okay, uniforms, yes.
Yeah, they're a catering service, right? They're impersonating catering service.
This is when they infiltrate crimes. Can I say this? Infiltrate, I guess.
Infiltrate. Yep.
Yes, this one. Infiltrate.
Infiltrate. Yep. They're impersonating food serving staff to infiltrate the tender.
Infiltrate.
To commit sabotage.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the next one. Well, I like this one. Nice one. What about who else? Angel?
Yeah.
I think Angel, yes.
Yeah, please.
It's okay. This is the day of the show, and when they are advertising, the competition. Okay. The presenters are wearing black, stripped, maybe, or checked suit, not suit, or outfit. Well, they're on the stage. Okay. And the backstage is black. What else?
I'd call it I don't know what they call the suit, but I'd call it a virtual reality suit.
Yeah, virtual. Okay.
There's probably a name for it, but there are computer games that you put stuff on your body, and when you move your body, the game looks at your body movements and it does the same movement inside the game.
It has a light on it.
But in this case, these are programmable clothes, right?
Yes.
They can change your clothes to different outfits.
And we can see such uniforms in many places in Hollywood. So currently, actors wear such costumes to to simplify kind of gesture detection for computers. So it's more clear for them. And after this post-processing, it's some costumes or whatever you want, or change your body. So it's just these stripes, they just help to computer vision, what we call. So computer sees your movement more clearly, more contrast.
Yeah, so you can have a dinosaur on a screen.
Yep.
And you can wear a costume, and when you move your arms like this, the dinosaur on the screen will do the same thing. The computer mimics your body movements because of the suit moving, and it can imitate that in an animation. So it's used in Hollywood a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that main hostess of this amazing program should have some better building for this. It looks very bad.
so it's just black and white, gray, nothing here, right? But
Yeah.
that's the idea of this virtual reality, right? So modern Hollywood movies, they don't build decoration anymore, so they don't need any decoration. So all the studios looks like this, just a black and white room, green room or something.
Yeah, they'll use green screen. They'll put a fake background back there.
Okay. Everyone had a chance, right, to describe a picture. So
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so that's I think all for today. Thank you very much for coming.